Well, I'm here. I'm ready. Are the fallow croaking? Not as yet. First week into April and I haven't heard them, but it is quite warm. Even today it's over 30 degrees. I think we need that change in the weather just to bring them on. But I know they're in this gully. Lee, myself and his new pup, April, the Vizsla, worked this about a week ago. We only went about 200 or 300 metres in. This time I'm going to head higher and deeper and see what I can find. So let's tag along and see what happens. Through that. Hopefully the wind's covered the noise a little bit. I'm just coming up on a bit of a clearing here ahead of me. So I'm just going to stop for 5 minutes and hopefully stop sweating. This would have been a good wallow when it had water in it. It's still green. Some good green grass here, so, and my mate has been rubbing that very recently. Well, I don't know whether to say it's keeping my interest seeing all this or it's frustrating me. Either way, I know the bugger's in here. It just goes, you get a good little bit of area that's quite clear and you can view, then all of a sudden you just hit a wall. I'm just looking down here ahead of me now, there's blackberries everywhere. So many decisions as a hunter, I don't know. I've just been walled out by these blackberries, so I'm just going to backtrack a little bit and head back into the clear country. For a couple of hours, it's the golden hours now, so they should be up, should be out, starting to think about feeding, so you just never know, they might cross my path. But they're definitely not croaking at the moment. Typical. I've hunted right up in the bush. Now I've come back to the open, almost to my car, and I can see at least one fallow. I think it's a doe out in the open. So if I can get a shot on this, I'm going to take it. Which hasn't piled up on the shot, 260 yards in the last minutes of daylight. So. like to lift my game. For those that often think it always falls in our lap and we have success quite often, we also have a lot of failures. And I'm still not over missing that deer yesterday afternoon. Now I missed an opportunity of some meat, but I haven't missed an opportunity. They're back out in the open, right in front of me. Just took longer than I thought. Well, I took option 2, moved about 5 yards, and they were onto me. They wouldn't have smelt me, but she must have just happened to look and seen some movement. So I had to make a quick decision. Not an ideal position, but I got a pretty good shot through at about 200 yards. So a 7mm rem mag on fallow gives me a little bit of room for error. Not that I liked any error. And after last night, I won't say I was nervous, but I was making really good position on that shot. So she went about 50 yards and dropped. But in the end, there was more than just 3 in there. There was at least half a dozen. So I'm going to go over there now and start butchering her up before the flies wake up. Well, it's come out of her neck. It's a fair old blood trail. Oh, I better get her down the shade, quickly butcher her up and get out of here. A little bit heavier now. Well, I'm loaded up and heading back. So, what's that saying? At first you don't succeed, try again. Well, for those that know me, they know I don't like to miss, and more so I don't like to wound. So I'm glad in a way I clear missed that one last night. Just shows you, I just got to go through my routine. And it's often those, what I class as the easier shots, that I usually do miss. So, and no one to blame but myself. And even this morning I had to second guess myself. It wasn't the easiest shot. I had to go through, sort of feed the bullet between a clearing and some trees, but I had a clear shot. Now with that 162 grain ELDX out of the 7mm, it's gone in just in behind her rib cage and come out of front of her neck, low on her neck. Well, she was dead on her feet, but she still went about 50 yards. But you wouldn't have had any problem following the blood trail. So in the end, on the bad outcome, a bit of meat for us and for April. She'll be happy, and a couple of bones to boot.
Grab that, see what you think of it. It's fresh. As fresh as we can get it.